Bronny James grew up under the enormous weight of his father's legacy, navigating a world filled with relentless scrutiny. Critics often questioned whether he could escape LeBron's shadow or thrive at the highest level. Despite an unremarkable college run, his unexpected rise in the G League has silenced many skeptics and shifted the narrative. But how did he go from overlooked to undeniable? Born into circumstances unlike any other, Bronny's life was marked by constant media attention. With LeBron James already an NBA superstar by the time Bronny reached grade school, every move he made was scrutinized. Photographers captured his every dribble, and analysts dissected his performances, often comparing him to his legendary father. While many high school players toil in relative obscurity, Bronny's name graced social media headlines each time he scored or suited up for a game. From a young age, the world expected him to inherit the same generational prowess that made LeBron the face of the league. This immense pressure came with its own set of challenges. Friends and peers often felt the weight of his legacy, while critics were quick to point out any missteps. Every missed shot or turnover was amplified, leading to a relentless cycle of praise and criticism. Bronny's journey was not just about basketball. It was a constant balancing act between living up to expectations and carving out his own identity. He faced the daunting task of proving himself as an individual player rather than merely being seen as LeBron's son. As he navigated this unique landscape, Bronny learned to cope with the spotlight, developing resilience and determination that would shape his future both on and off the court. Each game was an opportunity to showcase his skills and prove to the world that he was more than just a name. He was a talent in his own right, ready to make his mark in the world of basketball. Sierra Canyon High School became Bronny's proving ground, where he faced not just local competition, but elite teams from across the country. Under the bright lights of national TV, he didn't dominate the stat sheets like some teenage phenoms. Instead, he showcased a subtler style, emphasizing court vision, defensive discipline, and measured offense. Coaches praised his steadiness, recalling moments when Bronny delivered crucial plays that sealed victories. Yet, with each game, external pressure escalated as social media magnified every perceived deficiency. Despite the criticism, Bronny remained composed. His role at Sierra Canyon might never have matched the glamorous hype surrounding him, but the experience taught him how to operate within a star-studded lineup. By his senior year, he displayed consistent improvement with a steadier jump shot and evident leadership. The real question was how his skills would translate to more competitive arenas, including the collegiate stage and ultimately the professional circuit. After high school, Bronny committed to the University of Southern California, promising an exciting new chapter. USC's basketball program was attracting top-tier recruits, and many assumed Bronny would step into a leading role, using his father's guidance and the national spotlight to flourish. Fans packed the arena, eager to see how Bronny's skills matched up against Pac-12 competition. However, critics positioned him under a microscope, waiting for every slip to prove he was overrated. Reality, however, painted a different picture. Bronny's freshman season saw him average just under 5 points per game in roughly 14 minutes a night. Hardly the breakout numbers people anticipated. Some nights, he finished with just 2 or 3 points, overshadowed by older, more polished teammates who commanded the lion's share of possessions. To outside observers, it appeared he was adrift, lacking the decisive edge that star prospects typically exhibit. This led to a wave of negative chatter, with social media compilations of missed shots and awkward turnovers going viral. The narrative that Bronny had only made it this far due to his name recognition began to take hold. Yet behind the scenes, some recognized he was playing within a well-structured system that didn't give any freshman star privileges, especially one overshadowed by proven older players. When Bronny announced his decision to venture into the G League, eyebrows were raised. Cynics saw it as a last-ditch attempt to salvage a path overshadowed by underperformance at USC. Yet for Bronny, the G League represented a chance for consistent playing time and an environment with fewer illusions of nepotism. Here, rosters brimmed with players who shared a single-minded goal: to impress enough to secure an NBA contract. Initially, Bronny's performance in the G League painted a bleak picture. His first two outings were marred by poor shooting and turnovers. Social media quickly capitalized on this, swirling the same old narrative that he wasn't even G League ready. But then, a lull in the G League schedule allowed him time to recalibrate. Rumors emerged that he spent hours drilling shot mechanics and focusing on mental toughness. His next appearance was markedly better, showcasing a 16-point game filled with timely drives and disciplined shot selection. Just days later, he posted a jaw-dropping 30-point performance, scoring from nearly every angle on the court. These nights silenced critics, at least temporarily, as people began to re-evaluate him through a different lens. This wasn't just a cameo. He followed it up with consistently improved performances, averaging about 17.4 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists over a series of games. Perhaps the most encouraging aspect was his defense. Bronny showed improved lateral movement and a willingness to fight through picks, logging multiple steals that led to breakaway buckets. Teammates noted his quick learning curve, emphasizing that he rarely repeated mistakes once corrected. The synergy he developed with certain big men highlighted his ability to run pick-and-roll sets effectively, utilizing interior passing to create easy points. Suddenly, the old narrative that Bronny couldn't cope with pros felt outdated. He was rewriting the story of his capabilities, forging a redemption arc that placed him squarely on the radar of the Lakers front office and the entire league. The Lakers' decision to call Bronny up from the G League stoked intense curiosity. Some believed it was a publicity stunt aimed at generating buzz for a team already in the spotlight, while others acknowledged that his improved G League run merited a look on the NBA stage. The day he officially joined the Lakers roster brought a whirlwind of anticipation, culminating in a night many described as surreal. Camera crews swarmed Bronny during warm-ups, capturing father-son moments that circulated on social media. The electricity in the building was palpable. If he stepped on the court, it would mark a historic moment. Father and son playing together in a regular season game. LeBron's approach was calm, offering quiet encouragement, while Bronny stayed focused, showing no visible signs of nerves. Finally, with a comfortable lead in the fourth quarter, the coach signaled them both to check in. The arena erupted as Bronny contributed modest plays. Each moment, he touched the ball charged with meaning. In that single cameo, the once-maligned guard from USC ascended to a rare milestone. While the stat sheet from that appearance might have been minimal, the intangible weight was enormous. Analysts recognized it was more than sentiment. The Lakers staff saw potential in Bronny's progress from G League adversity to a stable, if brief, NBA cameo. The father-son embrace post-buzzer drew hearts from fans and respect from peers, even those who insisted it was nepotism. Bronny's journey reveals much about how his skill set evolved from high school to college to the G League, culminating in an NBA cameo. To understand why the Lakers or any other team might invest in him long-term, we should dissect the components of his game that have shown real progress. First, playmaking. Early critics labeled Bronny an average passer, but his G League stint contradicted that. Handling the ball more than at USC, he demonstrated improved timing in pick and rolls and a heightened awareness of defensive rotations. While still prone to occasional rush feeds, the net effect has been positive. He's not a pure floor general, but he's trending toward being a secondary ball handler who can keep an offense moving. Second, defense. Bronny's defensive mentality stands out as a hallmark of his game. Even in high school, he embraced one-on-one coverage, and in the G League, his synergy with teammates improved. He understands how to rotate, funnel ball handlers into less favorable spots, and seize opportunities for steals. Multiple games saw him log 2 or 3 steals, showcasing his agility and floor awareness. Third, finishing and shot creation. While not as explosive as some, Bronny uses angles and footwork to navigate crowded lanes, attempting creative finishes with floaters and quick flips around bigger defenders. His shooting from deep remains a work in progress, but small mechanical tweaks and growing confidence could push him closer to league average. Lastly, mental strength. The negative attention he faced at USC and early in the G League could have undone a more fragile prospect. Instead, he used adversity to refine his approach, quickly refocusing after mistakes. This stoicism, combined with a readiness to learn, fosters a sense that he can mesh well with veterans who demand consistency. Now, Bronny James stands on the cusp of possibilities. His G League run ignited his resurgence, suggesting he might benefit from continued refinement. Some players thrive after a second or third G League season, smoothing out their game. Another strong year, averaging 16 to 18 points and improving his three-point shot, might catapult him beyond G League status into a genuine rotation candidate at the NBA level. Simultaneously, the Lakers could decide that his father's presence, combined with his progress, merits an extended contract. While some frame it as a marketing ploy, there's real basketball logic in Bronny's hustle, defense, and unselfish approach fitting on a team that sometimes struggles for bench production. The question remains, how often will the Lakers allocate minutes for a developing young guard while competing for playoff positioning? Alternatively, a different NBA club might take a chance on him, offering a bigger role in a rebuilding franchise. Without a paternal figure to shield him from negative press, Bronny would have to stand on performance alone, which could expedite his maturity in a cutthroat league. Bronny James has transformed his narrative from disappointing college stats to an energizing G League breakout, culminating in an electrifying NBA cameo alongside his father. He has defied assumptions that his career is solely about lineage, showcasing himself as an adaptable defender, a developing playmaker, and a resilient competitor. His time in the G League was instrumental for growth, allowing him to learn from seasoned players and refine his skills. Each game highlighted his ability to adapt and contribute while overcoming the pressures of expectation. Although there's still work to be done, particularly in refining his shooting and decision-making, Bronny has shown that towering legacies can lead to forging one's own path. The league can no longer overlook him. It's now up to Bronny to sustain this momentum into lasting success. With determination and hard work, he stands poised to emerge as a significant player in his own right, ready to carve out his identity and impact the game. The future looks bright for Bronny James, and fans are eager to witness his evolution on the court.